what helps a lot, of course you can't see my head and I don't have it on yet, but I've got a Brock and Loam visor that has the magnifying lenses to it, and it comes with 3 of them. And I'm going to tell you what, that's the best $40 I've ever spent. Of course, I'm well over 40 years old. If you've ever seen my picture, you probably know that. And my eyes aren't what they used to be. And when I get down to painting or carving detail, I definitely wear them. And I highly recommend them to anybody who gets over 40 or so and your eyes aren't quite what they were once. They're worth the money, and they sure make it a lot easier on old tired eyes. Okay, we're just going to paint this in here. Generally speaking, when I paint things like this, I'm usually sitting in my recliner in our den. Right now I'm actually sitting in my computer/carving room right beside my computer. But I think this is going to work out alright. You may hear some little background noises. We've got a little 2-year-old girl over here with us tonight, so if you hear that, you'll know what it is. Now, I don't worry too much about these brows. I don't necessarily paint them, but I don't worry if I get some paint on there, because like I said, we'll come back here in a little while and paint all that white and make it look good. Now, just trying to get all this covered right here. Kind of make sure it gets down in all these little cracks, crevices, and okay. Now let's see if you can see that. He's starting to look pretty good. Got a little color to him now. Although the white, I may come back with some pure white on that beard a little bit later. Maybe just dry brush it a little bit to brighten it up and give you a little bit more definition between the face. Of course, you know, most wizards probably pretty white anyway, kind of pale. They don't spend a lot of time outdoors, spend a lot of time in caves or towers or dungeons or, you know, wherever they do their wizard thing. So they're not going to be tan and rosy looking. They're going to be pretty pale, or at least I would think so. Now I'm just kind of coming back and actually putting a light second coat on here. Dry up. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that's okay. Just a little bit more right in there. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some down here on this lip, which I'm sure you can't really even see the difference much between it and the white right now, but you'll be able to see it later. I do. Now, actually, I should go to my smaller brush, but I'm trying to do this fast, keep this video at a decent length, so I don't have to put up so many parts on YouTube. Okay, there he is. He's starting to look a little bit better. All right, now clean my brush up. Boy, you need to, with these latex paints, the one drawback to them is they do dry very fast, so you need to make sure you keep your brush cleaned as you go, or you can ruin a brush pretty quick. Now I'm going to put a purple hat on this dude, and I'm going to make me some purple here. And purple is basically blue and red. So I'm going to pour some little bit of blue in here, and this is primary blue. Then I've got a little red over here, and this is actually Santa red. And I'm going to use it here in a minute too on something else, so we'll put a little bit of that in there. Let's see how that works. And I'm just guessing at all this anyway, because it's not like I've got a paint wheel with me. Looks like I've got way too much blue. Water in it. It's turning muddy brown, but we'll put a little more red. And may end up having to put a little white in it if it gets too dark. Lighten it up. Yeah, let's see here. Okay, now it's hard to see, but I've got a plum color going here. I'm going to reach over here and grab a little white and stick in it. Don't be afraid to mix colors, to play with colors. Oh yeah, here we go. Now it's getting there. Notice I'm adding a little water so I can get it mixed up good. And I'll probably add a little bit more water here in a minute. Clean my brush up a little bit. Okay, put me a couple drops of water in there. Yeah, it's just about what I wanted. Now, the only thing about mixing colors is make sure you mix up enough, because it's going to be pretty hard if you have to come back and make some more to match what you got. Oh yeah, there we go. I kind of like that. It's kind of a royal purple. Every wizard ought to have a royal purple. Now actually I probably should have thinned this down a little bit more, but look here, I can just take some water, put some water on my brush and do just that right there on the deal. Just thin it out a little bit. Yeah, that'll work. A little bit more water here. Okay. Oh, I've got some white or something right there, which I'll have to fix. Now I carved this guy out of the same block that I carved my Santa ornaments out of, just like one that I'm doing the series on now. Of course, it's carved off the corner. Makes it a lot easier to keep your face from being flat, and I like to do it that way.